Hey guys, happy Halloween. I don't know if you're a Halloween person. I'm not really. But anyways, welcome. Happy Halloween. Hope you're having a great, I just need some chopstick. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. All right. If you are new to Life with Herpes, welcome. If you have been here before, welcome back. My name's Alexandra. I'm founder of Life with Herpes. I've been talking publicly about my diagnosis since 2017. So I've been talking about it for a really long time, openly. I was diagnosed with HSV2 in 2011 and HSV1 in 2003. So I've been living with HSV for a long time. I'm gonna go ahead and tap the screen to thank you for joining me. I appreciate you spending your morning with me. Well, it's morning for me, it may be afternoon for you. So thank you. I appreciate you. If you know anybody that has herpes, if you know anybody in your life that needs to hear this, I appreciate you sharing this with them. I appreciate you following, and I just appreciate you educating them on what Life with Herpes is about. Like I said, I was diagnosed in 2017 and I was reading a text. I was diagnosed with herpes in 2011, and I've been talking publicly about this since 2017. So I get a lot of questions that can range from anything like, can I still have a baby? What about dating? What about disclosing? Confusion about HSV1 or HSV2. HSV1 we always think is oral, but it's not. It can be genital. And so how did it get down there? Is it going to transmit through there? What's going to happen? So it definitely lots of questions going on about that. So if you have joined me before, you know that I get hundreds of questions and I do my best to answer them in the order in which they are received. So definitely do your best to keep them G-rated. This app does not like PG, does not for sure like PG-13 or even rated R. So do your best to keep it as rated G as possible so that you don't get blocked or all that stuff. So excuse me. Guys, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the follows. I appreciate that. And thank you for the shares. So let me just tap you back. All right. So some questions that I will get a lot about, and one that I have been getting a lot this week was, can I be a mommy? Can I be a parent? How do I get pregnant? All of those things. So what I want you to realize is because you have herpes, it does not mean that anything else is different. It doesn't mean that how you get pregnant is any different. It doesn't mean that you have to go through in vitro fertilization or IVF. It doesn't mean that you have to do anything special when you're pregnant. What it does mean, however, is you need to get into cahoots. You need to get on the same page with your doctor. So you and your doctor should be on the same page about delivery. Herpes is only going to be transmitted via skin to skin transmission. So it's not in our blood, it's not in our amniotic fluid, it's not in our breast milk, it's not in anything of that nature. So while you're pregnant, the baby is completely protected. That's the idea, right? The baby's protected inside your tummy, inside your womb. And so the concern is though via delivery. So again, you want to get on the same page with your doctor. Does your doctor feel comfortable with having a vaginal delivery? How long have you had herpes? Is this something new? Is it something that you've had for a long time? Do you get lots of outbreaks? Do you not really get outbreaks? So these are all things that you're going to want to talk to your doctor about. I personally, and this is my personal story with being a mommy, I had a vaginal delivery, and that was a choice that my husband, doctor, and I made together. So we decided as a couple that that was going to be the safest thing. Now, you may think, I don't want to risk that. You may have a doctor that says, I don't think we should risk that. You may have a partner that says, I don't feel comfortable with it. And it's really important for the three of you to get on the same page. What my doctor had me do was, my doctor, who is awesome, he had me take the antiviral the last 5-6 weeks of my pregnancy. So about the last month, I was on the antiviral to ensure that, hey, if I go into labor early, that I could have a vaginal delivery. So I took the antiviral the last month of my pregnancy. I chose not to take it during pregnancy just because my thoughts were, hey, I can't eat a turkey sandwich. I can't have more than 12 ounces of fish. I can't have sushi. I can't have alcohol. All these things I cannot do. And so I decided that if I can't do all these things, why would I want to take an antiviral? Why would I want to take something else? But that's going to be up to you and your doctor. The antiviral is prescribed to mommies when they are pregnant or mommies to be. So that's something that you can, again, if you have questions, you can talk to your doctor. Guys, I see your questions coming in. So thank you. How can I get pregnant naturally without giving it to my partner? So couple of things that I have said, and I would say that, of course, we never want to transmit herpes to our partner at all. Like, I don't want to transmit it to my husband. He still does not have herpes. We'll be celebrating our 6th wedding anniversary this next week. So we've been married for 6 years, and I always have to ask him. I think it's 9 years together. It could be 10 years. I don't know. Anyways, when you're at the point of wanting to have a baby together, probably transmitting herpes is going to be one of the least important concerns in your relationship. There's way bigger fish to fry, way bigger things to decide on when you are becoming parents together. Still, with that being said, I know you don't want to transmit herpes to your partner. Clearly, I get it. Some things that we can talk about are if you want to take the antiviral, that's going to be definitely talk to your doctor, but that's going to be the best way to prevent transmission. And obviously, the condom has to come off. So be open, communicate, talk about, hey, I feel like I have a sensation going on, or I don't, or I feel like I have prodrome, or I don't. And when you do have those feelings, then obviously abstain from intimacy. When you don't, go for it, have fun, if that's your goal. So do know that, of course, can you transmit herpes? Unfortunately, we can transmit herpes. But again, if you're in a relationship and you're wanting to have a child with this partner, it's probably going to be the least of your concerns in your relationship, if that makes sense. Guys, thank you for all the questions. I'm trying to date a guy. I told him I wish I could explain you still can have a normal life. Yeah, life is absolutely completely normal with herpes. In fact, it's more normal than not, because more than not, people have herpes. Some things that we can bring up, but you can kind of keep in your back pocket when this comes up, is saying things like, hey, 2 out of 3 people have HSV1, 1 out of 6 have HSV2. Majority of the people living with herpes are never going to be diagnosed with it. Majority of the people don't know they have it because they're typically asymptomatic, or they maybe had one outbreak 10 years ago or as a kid, or don't realize that they have it, and so they may accidentally transmit it. So statistically, it's more common to find somebody with herpes than without herpes. And so just by letting your potential boyfriend or the guy you want to date, just letting him know, and just like, hey, the difference between me and potentially someone else is I am communicating this with you because I find it valuable. I find it important that we start off our relationship on the same foundation. I want you to know where I stand, and I'm going to do everything I can to protect transmission to you. We're going to work on this together. And what you may find out there, obviously if you're not into me, you're not into me, and you're going to date someone else, okay, but just know that that's somebody else. She may not know, or she may not tell you. So just letting him know of that. And most people just don't know they have it. So statistically, for people that are like, oh, I would never date anyone with herpes, or I would never, right? Those people, they've kissed somebody with herpes. Absolutely. And if they've had things performed with their mouth down there with more than 3 people without protection, they have, right? So they've received it by somebody who has herpes already, right? So again, these are things that we don't think about because we hear the word genital, we hear the word genital herpes, and we freak out and we go, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have an STD, right? And what we don't realize is a lot of times when we have it in our mouth, oral herpes, that can be an STD if we do things with our mouth down there, right? So that can be transmitted an STD. So we don't think about that, we don't realize that. Guys, I just saw the follow, or the arrow, the share. I just saw all the hearts. Thank you. I'm going to tap back with you because thank you for that. I really appreciate the follows. Like I said, I've been talking about this publicly since 2017, and I am here to share my life so that I can support you so that I can support you if you're just newly diagnosed. So thank you for all the hearts. I see all the hearts. Thank you, and for all the shares. Okay. Can outbreaks become less frequent, like maybe only 3 times a year? Absolutely. That's the goal. That's what happens. That's what we want to happen is the longer we have herpes, the less likely we are to have outbreaks. And when we do have outbreaks, they can be so minimum and that we don't even really notice them, or they're not really an inconvenience in our life. It might be a day, it might be 3 days, opposed to the initial outbreak that is Armageddon. It's like all over ourselves. No, let me rephrase that. Not all over ourselves. It's definitely not all over our body, but it's all over one area. And it feels like your entire body is under siege because she sees. Yeah, I said that right. Like you have the flu-like symptoms, swollen lymph nodes. You just feel like you're sick. You just don't feel good. You are so strong and brave and so vulnerable. Thank you so much, Irene. I appreciate that. Again, I am just at a point in my life where I don't want, I was 28 when I got herpes. I'm 40 now. So I'm in a very different spot in my life. And I don't want anybody, wherever you are on your journey with being diagnosed with herpes, whether you're 28, 40, or 62, I don't want you to ever feel isolated. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't find support. I don't want you to feel like you don't have friends. I don't want you to feel like you have to change your life. What I don't want you to do is hold back. I don't want you to feel like you can't get married. I don't want you to feel like you can't become a parent. I don't want you to feel like you can't go after that dream job. I don't want you to feel like you can't have friends. I don't want any of that. And those are the things that we go through. That's what I went through, and that's what page ebook, and get that, and it'll walk you through what it's like being diagnosed with herpes. All right. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you for all the hearts. I'm going to tap right back at you to say thank you. You guys are awesome. And I can't thank you enough for spending your day with me. Have a very happy and very safe Halloween. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. If I can say bye.